Social distance.
Yes,
Do you need new equipment?
as much as we can.
You have a laptop?
You got an iPad.
There you go, sir. It sure is.
Hey, when you get
Okay.
2 seconds,
With Adam.
when you get 2 seconds, I want to show you what we're doing out.
Not properly.
Just want to give you a hug. Nice to be you.
I'm gonna have to go home
Come here,
and
I'll
bathe
just show you something
myself.
real quick.
You're probably not going to bathe yourself. I feel like I use hand sanitizer.
Now she does.
I was so confused about this meeting tonight. So on my phone, we have a meeting, and we have a meeting canceled. So then I called and they said, it's at 7. And I said, sure, yep, it's at 7. So then I sent something to Chad and he said, somebody's gonna call you in a few minutes. Rachel called, she said, I'm so sorry, you got told 7, you were told 7, and the meeting starts at 6, so.
Some started at our, I'm on the historic preservation also, we started at 7.
Oh, do you?
Always.
What night is that?
Thursday, no, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We always start at 7. Well, one of the members comes from Hudson, so he has to here.
So the Community Sports and Wellness Center, I drove by there last night.
Mhm.
I had no idea.
Hey, Jeff,
Hey, Chad,
How are you guys?
good.
doing great. Well, maybe I'll take this off until we officially get started. I had no idea the size of that. So anybody will be able to join?
Open to the community. Bad timing.
Right.
At the moment.
Right.
They won't be able to open, period. They may be able to open with some facilities, but yeah, it's open to anyone in town who wants to do it.
Hi.
They even said they had, way back when we brought all this together, they were going to try to have some things that you didn't have to be a member. You could still use some of the facilities, but not the basketball courts or the, indoor stuff. But there may be things that they could do that everybody could do anyway.
Yeah. I've been playing pickleball, going to Cynthia Park. It's nice to play outside as opposed to inside.
What is that?
Pickleball?
I've heard about it 1,000 times, but I've never seen anyone play it. How do you?
It's kind of like tennis with a shorter net and a paddle instead of a racket, and like a wiffle ball instead of a tennis ball. You could YouTube and see. It's just, I mean, we play with people that are 80 years old. If you have a little bit of mobility, 17-year-olds to 80. I mean,
Well,
it's unbelievable.
That's very popular.
It is. Yeah.
So you're saying us old guys can play it?
Even you. So you feel like your head's still spinning from the last 6 months, or has it slowed down a little
All
bit?
stopped the day we hired Scott. I just kind of went in hibernation, I'll be honest with you.
That
That
is,
was a good hire.
that was a good hire.
We had 41 people.
That's really,
I was in a meeting when you pocket dialed.
Oh, okay, I'm
that's
glad.
really nice to know.
That's amazing.
It really is.
41 people.
Two of them are current town managers, one in Michigan, one in Ohio.
No kidding.
One was an ex-mayor for 16 years.
Wow.
Is that right?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, sir.
Howdy, howdy.
Bill.
Okay.
Let's see.
Steve's
Somebody
here.
else have?
Steve,
It's coming, but no, you're good.
sit there where Adam won't be here.
Okay.
I'm supposed to sit in the corner anyway.
You're supposed to sit in the corner.
I'm the troll guy.
Get over there to your corner.
Is that a given, Bill? Is that what? it
Yes,
is?
I just,
I sat there for a long time.
it's a good seat.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Adam will be here, but he's zooming.
Oh, okay. I've been zooming all day. I'm tired.
I know.
I called all three of my boys at different times. All three of them texted back on Zoom meeting that, call you later, on Zoom meeting that. They're all working from home.
Yeah,
It's a magnificent tool, but it's not like being face to face.
I like, you know, when Rachel's talking to me, I will look up.
There you go.
I do. There's something about
I
face
do.
to face. Yeah. There we go.
You walk out, Will, and says, "You should have asked me what you want." I said, "I don't think so."
We did that? No, it's not. Listen to that
I
echo.
know.
That's terrible. Yeah, Willie likes to come down and hassle me every once in a while, so.
You and everybody else.
it's hard when you wear glasses, that steam up.
Oh, I know. I hate that, but
Well, I'm not complaining, it just, I guess I was a little bit. I'm tired of these. So tired.
when I'm on the inside for a long time, I get one of those that's like that, so I can squeeze
Yeah,
the top piece.
I haven't seen those.
We got these at graduation.
Oh, cool.
Did you finally graduate, Bill?
Well, it's
Kicked
temporary.
out of Middletown?
Yes, it's temporary. Yeah, they would, just gave me a certificate of attendance at Middletown.
Looked like graduation was a hit.
It was. I wish more of the kids would have made it, but I understand why they opted out too.
How many did not show up?
I think we had about 135 out of 320.
That were there?
Yeah.
Wow.
So more didn't than did, but I got really perturbed at a couple of them because they made such a big deal about not being able to walk across the stage and everything else. And I saw them at a few food distribution, and I said, well, I'm not going to see you a week from Sunday. And I said, oh, no, we're not going to go.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
And their parents were the biggest complainers about everything, so I love Penalty Chatters.
Since January the 1st, I've not replied, talked, done anything on there.
The one, the uncensored one, it's unbelievable what people have the gall to say.
Yeah. I so much wanted to tell them when it was early yet, and nothing was known. I kept on saying, just breathe, relax, let things happen. We've got to wait till basically the last minute to see what we
Right.
can and can't do. We're making 3 or 4 different plans. Just relax, take it easy. No, can't do that. At least they let the roundabouts off the get for a while.
Thank you. I know you guys distracted everything from the town. It was great.
It'll get worse the next couple, 3 weeks until we can get school open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At least we don't-
Do you foresee any changes? Like I heard Franklin Township schools were changing their plan today, but
So
nothing.
much of it is left up to Stephanie Grimes, and right
Yeah.
now Madison County is behaving itself. I've got to hold my breath for another couple of days because that'll be 2 weeks after the 4th of July. And we've had a couple of things that we've had to close down extracurricular. We had to stop the weightlifting program and some other things going. But right now we have the flexibility that if a specific classroom has an issue, we can quarantine that classroom and the rest of the school can go. If a particular school has an issue, that doesn't necessarily close down the other schools. I'm having a fight with the state police department because they won't let us do anything to the buses. I understand not being able to put a hand sanitizer thing there because they're flammable. But
Really?
they won't let us do any other kind of petitioning off or whatever, so
What's
Huh.
the reason?
it's not part of the design that we paid for and everything else, so they can't certify that it wouldn't be an issue. But we're gonna try to sanitize all the buses between routes and not hold on to the kids when they get to school. Come straight in, so. It's an intervention plan. Hi, hello there.
Hello, sorry. Well, hi.
Hello there, Mr. Esky.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Hi, Lynn. It's Scott.
I know, that's why you made. Welcome.
Thank you. Dog caught the bus.
I'm doing well, Mr. Benny.
Oh, shoot, I left my pad up.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Rachel, is Adam with us?
I am
Yes.
totally fine.
Okay.
I am good to go.
Okay,
I am masked up. I've got this barrier.
all right.
Good.
All
What's
right.
up, Chet?
So at 6 o'clock, we'll get the July meeting of the Redevelopment Commission underway. Have a roll call of to determine quorum. Start with you, Bill.
Bill Hutton here.
Steve Denny present.
Lynn Mellinger, present.
Greg Campbell here. And Adam.
Adam Truman is logged in with.
I'm here. Hello.
So we have a quorum. Has everyone had a chance to see the minutes from the last meeting?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written at the last meeting?
I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, approve by saying aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, minutes pass. Old business. Rachel.
Yep, I'm just going to give you guys another update on the Community Sports and Wellness Center. I talked with Jenny Morgan today just to see what was going on, and she was really excited because she said the windows are going, like the glass is getting put in today, and by the end of next week, the whole building should be all basically sealed up so they can start working on the interior finishes like drywall, and they'll get the HVAC up and running to suck out all the humidity that we've had and actually be able to put some drywall in. So she's really excited. She sent me over some pictures today, which you can see in the Zoom presentation. The first one's just, an overall of the structure, and then the three subsequent photos are just ones of the interior that she took today. She said she was up on the mezzanine, and she was geeking today, so that was a good thing. Well, I'll have to take a trip out there at some point, just to get a tour of the facility and stuff, but the thing is a beast and it's looking really cool.
Are they going to be under any restrictions if they open in the fall?
I'm sure they will have things going, that they'll have to follow, but right. I haven't heard anything about what they'll need to do to.
But that's not slowing the progress.
Well, they're still working. Unofficially, it sounded like end of September was the opening date. So I would assume there'll be a ribbon cutting ceremony that we'll all want to participate in, and guys posted as we go forward, but it's coming along. You're welcome.
State Quadrants Master Plan.
Okay, so I know you guys have all met our new town manager, Scott Reske. So he's had things coming at him faster than probably any of us can imagine. So he's been trying to stay caught up with what's been going on. And one of the things that you guys did vote for last month was to go ahead and allow Scott to sign the contract with Kimley Horn. So that is something that Scott has done within the last couple of weeks. He said, what is this plan? And so, you know, of course I gave him the rundown on what was going on. Kimley Horn has replied back to me. You know, I sent the contract to them. They have emailed me back and said that they're working on figuring out a day that they can do a kickoff meeting. So once we get that scheduled, I'll let you guys know. And if anyone wants to participate in the meeting, you'll be more than welcome to participate. I'm not sure what it looks like exactly yet, if we'll have a steering committee or if we'll just have the RDC members, if you guys will basically be the steering committee, I'm not sure yet. So once I get some more information, I'll let you know. It's just been kind of a busy last couple of weeks getting, you know, staff acclimated to all the newness and things going on. So, but yeah, it's good. We have made some progress, which is great. Do you guys have any questions for me? I know it's not a huge update, but
Is there any established timeline when they will get back with us and update towards potential final?
I would imagine like any day now that I'll be getting an email from them. I think I've got the contract signed and sent off to them within the past week. So it's really not been too much time that they've actually physically had the contract in their hand. So I would expect any day now. Yes. Yes. They'll be looking at all of it. So, which will be good. It's much needed. If you guys don't have any other questions about Kimley Horn.
Well, real quick,
Okay.
we have some numbers here. From that, right?
If you're in the past meeting folder, then probably.
And are those still,
Yes.
we're good on,
Yeah.
they're good on that, we're good on that?
Yeah, so what we'll be using is TIF dollars to pay for the project, which when we had our presentation with Baker Tilly a few months ago, it sounded like we were in good shape to be paying for this type of a project with those extra funds that we had. And yeah, everything was as is in that contract that you guys reviewed last month. And Jeff Graham had also reviewed the contract and said we were good to go on signing it from his perspective.
Sure. Okay. Anybody, any other questions on that or comments or issues? Have you had a chance to look at it, Scott, to understand it enough? I know you're hit the ground running. Is it?
Yeah.
You, I hope, thought it was as good of an idea as we all thought it was?
Yeah, it's, you need it for a lot of reasons. The first one that hit me is probably just marketing. Probably why you jumped on it, having not been at that meeting.
It's past town managers have tried to do that, staff have tried to do that. That's not the role of the people here that work at the town of Pendleton. So, and then the last group we got, they were kind of, they did it, but didn't really do it. So it was good to move on.
Yeah.
And these folks seem to be very, very geeked up about
Pendleton. One thing Rachel said is that before I signed it, you know, got a good track record.
Yeah.
You've had experience with them. Right?
Yeah. So Ken Riemenschneider that did the presentation, he used to own Riemenschneider Associates, who did our downtown revitalization plan, which they laid out a great game plan for us on, you know, doing downtown revitalization projects that we're still working on to this day. It does need to be updated at some point, but it was a good game plan for us that we use all the time. And then he also worked on our bike and pedestrian master plan update. Well, not even an update. It was our first ever bike and pedestrian master plan. I do wish I would have some more time to be able to work on those projects more, but you know, as we have developments come in, we can always go back to that plan and say to the developer, this is part of our plan. You should be putting in a side path here, you know, and that's really helpful for us as planning staff to be able to have a document like that. Riemenschneider Associates, they did apply to work, or they did put a proposal in to work on the park and recreation master plan update. They are excellent. Riemenschneider was great with design and, you know, coming up with, you know, steps and projects that you should take to develop your parks department. But I think the park board at the time was really looking at, you know, a funding piece and how they should structure their staff and the funding of the park board and, you know, the budget and things like that, which there was another group, Pros Consulting, that was much stronger at that piece than Riemann Schneider was. Riemann Schneider just didn't really focus on that aspect. So, you know, on one hand, I was a little bummed to not have him, but it was definitely the right fit for the park board to go with Pros Consulting. So I'm excited to see Ken back. He since has sold his business to Kimley Horn and is now working with them. So he knows Pendleton very well. He's been, you know, seen lots of different layers of Pendleton, and I think will be a great fit for us.
And I have to say that the downtown revitalization plan, when I was doing my homework and reading those things, and it coming from the engineering business, civil engineering business, it was probably one of the best working documents I've seen in 20 years. So, in fact, that was one of the first things I told you, right?
I know,
It
yeah.
was like, hey, who did this? So,
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, Kayla and I use it all the time. It's a document that goes back and forth between our offices, and it's been a really good one. So I'm really excited to
yeah,
have us working with him
yeah.
again.
I'll be anxious to see what they come up with. It'll be,
Yeah. And I hear Allen is one of the best in his fields too. So I appreciate you guys, you know, being good to work with them. Mhm.
Excellent. Okay, any other questions about that or comments? All right, the revolving loan fund program. I'm gonna have to tell on myself here that I have dropped the ball on this.
Hey, we've sent some emails, Craig. Don't
Well,
just.
Rachel sent me Dave and I have not been able to hook up. Rachel sent me his phone number, so I was gonna call him today and I got busy at work. So I will contact Dave. By the next meeting, we will have met and have gone over that stuff. So I apologize to everyone on that. I dropped the ball on that.
No problem at all. I did, since the last meeting, Steve, you had suggested sending it over to Julie, and I did. So I'm hoping that was something at least that we could do. Julie Schnepp with the Pendleton Business Association.
Okay.
I've
Good
also,
idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Good idea.
I think one thing moving forward that we could do too, I met with our, we work with Solutions for eBiz now on our social media and our website stuff. And I think if we, you know, can work with her, Christy Edwards does the social media stuff. So if we can work with her too to kind of put some stuff out there, and there's even ways that we can target who we are sending information to on Facebook or advertising information to on Facebook, that, you know, maybe we try to hit people that are local businesses with a post that it talks about a revolving loan fund.
Right.
Once we get it into a different shape that, you know, we're excited about and think it's more user-friendly or whatever it is. But, you know, there's just some other opportunities on how we advertise this information rather than just having it on the website. You know, I think that's a big piece of why it's not getting looked at by anyone. So it's just, we don't know, people don't know it's available. So
I went through it the other day and don't know that much about all that stuff, but it didn't seem that onerous to me, but clearly it is. There's something that's stopping people from using it. So
right.
we absolutely need to sit down and go through it. That's easier to use, but I don't know that publicity isn't also a big thing.
Right. Agreed.
Okay, any other questions about that? It's ticking through here. Contract with GDI.
And this one, I'll defer to Jeff Graham to give us an update if he can. He and I have not talked about this in a while.
Mr. Reski and I have been talking about that since early July when he was hired. We are currently working to come up with a solution that's palpable to GDI and also preserves the town's rights. Mr. Reski brought up a couple things early to me that I hadn't thought of as far as the town's position. So once we've had a chance to coordinate on this, and we'll meet with Mr. Sheik or another GDI representative and get this thing ironed out. There's nothing substantive to update at this point, other than I remain optimistic that there'll be a peaceful workout on this for both the town and GDI.
Jeff, I didn't know you were on Zoom. I'm sorry, man. I would have said something. Okay. So it sounds like we're in good hands with a bunch of people. We have no new business.
Yeah, and the only thing I would want to add to the meeting so far, and of course, Scott, if you have anything to add at the end, I have seen a couple of, oddly enough, I feel like I've had a couple of people reaching out to us in regards to projects in Pendleton. Scott and I have gotten some leads from CED that he's been talking to Rob Sparks about. And I got another one from Mike Sheik today from GDI asking for some information that it's, I guess, kind of surprising me a little because I'm curious to see how the economy is going to change within the next, 6 months or so. But I thought that was positive at least.
So wanting to do projects with Pendleton or
In Pendleton,
Pendleton?
yeah. Yeah, so the one with Mike Sheik that he reached out to me, it's property back in Falls Point that this particular company would be interested in. And I have not dived into that email yet to see what it's all about, but there was an email, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up right now.
And then there is the Rob Sparks one that he reached out to us within the past week too for a potential project, so.
Is it like realtor stuff?
What?
Is it like a business wanting to come in? or-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them I think would be a relocation of a business. And the other one, I don't have any details to give you guys yet on it. So yeah, but two of them within the last week or so I just found that really interesting. So, yeah.
It's astounding to me since I'm not going to Indianapolis every day now. And in the summertime, I ride my bike 3 days a week from 96th Street to IUPUI. So I've been riding from Pendleton to Portville and back, trying to get 20 miles in. And I went a different path, the old 234 the other day. And I had no idea. Have you been down that way? The monstrous mansions that are built down there. Fisher's is right at our back door. We talked about this for years and years. Fisher's is on the way. They're almost here. They're right over there. This does not surprise me. Fisher's has rolled over Fortville like it's nothing.
Yeah.
On the way to Pendleton.
It's a good way to put it.
So I was astounded by those homes. My God, they're beautiful. Where do people work? They don't work in Fortville, I guarantee you that. So Fisher's is knocking at Pendleton's door.
Yeah, the pressure was at the county line, right? The Hamilton-Madison County
Yes.
line, and it breached over,
Yeah.
in the last year.
And as this commission has talked about for years, it's good for us and it's something we have to be a little wary of. Make sure Pendleton's ducks are in a row, and when they do get there to say, yes, we like that, and no, we don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we've taken steps to do that. Forever. So
Yeah.
I think we're in pretty good shape, but boy, it shocked me how close it is.
Agreed.
Not good.
And I think too, it's important now that we have Scott on board is just to make sure that we're clear on what staff roles and responsibilities are. And so when Scott and I have talked, Scott's really going to be taking more of the lead with the Redevelopment Commission. So he's kind of your point person when you have things and projects or ideas. And then I'll be working on more of the planning related projects that have to deal with the Redevelopment Commission so that the quadrant study or the quadrant plan that we're working on, I'll be being the project manager on that and then coming to the RDC to provide updates and things like that. Of course we're a team and we're going to work together. So, but that's kind of how we kind of envision, our roles moving forward with RDC.
Scott, you got any?
No, this is one of my favorite subjects. When I was in the legislature and then as a civil engineering, working with TIF districts, some of the creative things that are being done. So I look forward to that. But it's nice to, a little rusty, a little dusty, but I don't think it'll take me long. But so, yeah.
Well, even just in the last couple of weeks, getting some of these questions we've had from developers, and it's like, I don't even remember some of it. And I think the last time we were really working on any economic development projects for Pendleton was probably pre-tornado. And then it's just kind of been, our focus has been elsewhere. And, trying to remember some of that language again has been a little, I feel like I've been in the same boat as you. So it's interesting.
We went from tornado to COVID.
We did.
Yeah. 2 natural disasters and on either end of the spectrum all at once.
Yeah.
Well, one after the other.
But we're glad you're here, Scott.
Well, thanks.
We were just there telling Chad, I think that was an excellent hire.
Thanks.
I was
Well,
thrilled when I found
Your
out.
job is to keep me in line. Keep my feet to the fire.
Well, and I'm glad we have someone who's experienced with working with TIF districts because we can use some creativity now to really make this thing start running. The votes are coming.
Yep.
Clearly.
Yep. Powerful tool.
It is. Okay, anything else from anybody else?
Adam's shaking his head no also.
This could be a world record for one of our shortest meetings, but we got everything knocked out. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Didn't think so. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Have a good evening, everybody.
You
Yeah.
too.
Sure. It's actually on our website too.
Where you at, Adam?
Oh,
I'm at the house. My wife was a little late getting home from work, and my daughter was home with me, so I couldn't jump in the car and bring her with me. So I just jumped on the Zoom real quick.
Rachel, you said this is good.
yeah, you can leave it up there.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Rachel.
Yep, we'll see you.
Okay. Thank you.
You want me to shut it off?